mean, the only simple conclusion I always say is, are you eating to live or are you living to eat? It's really simple if you put it in that perspective, you know. Because I believe
Well, the thing is, it's like they're not gonna enjoy eating healthy the first, 3
that's what I'm
months.
just getting into that. I believe there's such a big misconception over here that people think that healthy food is not tasty, and that directs to your nutritional psychology. If you've already made a perception about a pizza is good, so definitely it's gonna be.
Well, it's because you're used to pizza. You're used to eating it, and so when the next time you want to change your diet, you want to have eggs the next morning for the first time instead of cereal.
Yeah.
You're gonna be like, what the heck? You know what I'm saying? Even if you're like, okay, I'm gonna go in, like, thinking that this is gonna be savory and tasty, there's still gonna be that feeling.
It is.
Yeah.
So this is where the baby progressions come in. Take small steps. You're eating a pizza, go towards a steak. You're eating a steak. I mean, steak is good, right? So the thing is, the food, moving past onwards, the nutritional psychology, the food itself can be healthy and tasty at the same time. But the only problem is where the people or the society is so lazy. Like in the States, I see so many people experimenting with food. Like we were given Bani Israel. In the Quran states that Bani Israel was given Manu Salwa. It's certain things that they used to be really unthankful about the things that they have been given, and God gave them so much. That is where all the spices came in. Like that was the moment, because they were like, we want more. They got so used to that certain food, certain foods that we have. Like if we keep eating biryani every day, we're like, okay, we need something else. So they got used to those things, no?
Yeah.
So when God gave Mano Salva, and there was certain spices that came about. Those spices are the initiation of every certain food that we make now. Because agar you're making a gravy, or you're making some a desi salan or something, you're putting all those spices in it to make it more tasty. Just like that, you see a lot of people in the States, they have so many YouTube channels of how there's a channel named Tasty as well, and then there's other channels as well, how they're experimenting with food. So the problem over here is that people do not want to take out the time either. So we are at the age of convenience, and we just want to order. Plus,
there's an occasion like every other day over here, right? Like,
yeah.
Even when it's not wedding season, there's some events going on, and everything is so easily available. Even when you go into like stores and stuff like that.
Definitely on the take back.
Yeah.
So, yeah, the first and foremost, which is the most important thing, nutritional psychology. We were on that topic.
Yeah. So we were talking about nutritional psychology and how there's occasions like every other day over here.
Yeah.
And I was just asking you, what tips would you give to people that, that go to these events every time and they can't stop themselves from having the foods and drinks over there?
Okay, the first problem is where you approach that they can't stop themselves. They need to get that right, that they can stop themselves, firstly. Secondly, I always say for these events, there is always certain preparation that you can do. Like supposedly I know that there is a dawat or there is a family function that I'm going to have today. So if I know for sure, you never know for sure what kind of food there's going to be over there. Sometimes there's healthy food over there as well. You all do have healthy choices, but we tend to go towards unhealthy choices.
Yeah.
So if you have healthy choices, go for those.
It's like people have no knowledge of what type of nutrition they should be eating. Even when they're at the weddings, they don't know how much of each thing they should have. They don't know the portions for their body type. Whatever they're trying to do. Maybe I should go less on carbs and eat more meat, but they'll still grab like 4 pieces of bread. It's in their hands. It's always there. The salad and roti is always there. The chicken is always there. It's just what you're choosing to eat out of that.
Because there's always few tips and tricks you can take over there. Firstly though, you'll see always, most of the time I've seen, there is a salad at times in the shadi functions, the dawats, but nobody touches it. So people choose not to touch it. So that's their issue from the first hand. Yeah. Obviously you want to go all out and then you have to be prepared for the circumstances that you're going to face. First and foremost. Secondly, it's all about, that again, the psychology. So if you look at nutrition now, either you go for a short-term pleasure or long-term pleasure. Like literally, even in like ye halak hoti hai, this is your neck wala jo jisse
Adam's apple.
Yeah. So yeah, definitely. Like Adam's apple, look at that. It's gonna go from here to here. And look at that's so beautiful. Everything started from that, जो दरख्त से सेब गिरा, and you know आदम अलैहिस्सलाम को अब जो भी iniquities हैं, some people से बीबी हवा ने उनको बोला, some people से उन्होंने कहा, but nonetheless food की अगर आप देखो बात करो तो he ate it, and then you know, so that's why they say कि food जो है ना, it literally it goes down from there, and then it and anything and everything that goes, just you break it down into pieces and it's the same when it goes down. In the sense,
so you
the
are
taste
what
is still here.
you are what you eat type of thing.
Yeah, the taste is still here. Like the taste we develop, the taste we have for so many things, like you want to eat this, it's still here. After this, the taste is gone. So basically, I always talk about, when I talk about nutrition and nutrition psychology, I talk about short term versus long term.
So why the importance on taste?
Why? Because that's what the problem is, na? We are people who want immediate satisfaction, and we're not willing to forego it for long-term results. If you're gonna eat, something that is a cheat meal or something that is not as healthy, so you're gonna feel. You're gonna feel good because of the taste just at like a few seconds, and when it's gonna go down, you're gonna feel lazy, you're gonna feel lethargic, you're gonna feel bad about yourself. So those things you're not gonna take under account. But when those are gonna happen, then you're gonna feel like, oh yeah, I shouldn't have done that. So